It's the end of the first round. It's pick number 12. It's a 9-category mock draft, and I am taking Anthony Davis. Well, you can see that on the thumbnail. Michael Bolton.
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy Basketball, your daily fantasy basketball podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast, brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd, and I am the lead fantasy analyst at basketballmonster.com. And you can find me on Twitter, as always, at redrock_bball, on TikTok at redrock_bball, and on Instagram at Locked On Fantasy Basketball. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook, official sportsbook of Locked On. Make every moment more. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn to learn more. Thank you also for making Locked On Fantasy Basketball your first listen every day. We are free. We're available on all platforms. We're at the end? Not quite. We're almost at the end of the mock draft series for category leagues. Yes, I will still do probably one or more category league mock drafts, more points league mock drafts, maybe an auction mock draft. It's coming up in the next week or so. Tomorrow, we'll do pick 13 in a 14-man mock draft and pick 14 in a 14-man mock draft. So that is going to be the end of this pick from every position series. Picking at number 12, and I don't know how I feel about Anthony Davis in that spot. It is who I'm going to take, but I don't love it. Injury risk, a 2-game week in playoffs. Not great, but that's what I'm going to do. We're going to try and build around that. Pick 12 is a tough position to draft from. It is really tough. But what I haven't been able to do is get Sabonis in any draft. And do I do it this time, or do I go Davis and Trae Young? Well, I'm going to have a think about that while we get ready to prepare this draft. We'll get there in a sec. But today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 bonus bets, win or lose. So, if you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's never been a better time to get in on the action than now. Now, this is telling me we've got to talk about NFL, and I've been telling you about the Dolphins winning the Super Bowl. We know that's going to happen, and Tua's going to win MVP, but the NBA season's coming up. So, you can look at future bets. You can look at awards. You can look at MVP, Rookie of the Year. Victor, Chet, Scoot. It's going to be a hotly contested race, and all of those odds are over there on FanDuel at the moment. In fact, we might as well just bring them up and see what else we can find. We've got NBA preseason games are up there as well. It's all available over there on FanDuel for getting ourselves all of the action, spreads, money lines, player props, over-unders. It's all there on FanDuel. So, you know what to do. You go to FanDuel.com/LockedOn and kick off the NFL season, tip off the NBA season, puck drop the NHL season, get on the Major League Baseball playoffs, do it all. FanDuel, an official partner of the NFL, and don't forget to gamble responsibly. All right, let us snap into the mock draft. All right, let's flip it into the draft. There's someone that doesn't look like they're here. We'll see. They're picking at number 10, so we'll let it slide down. If they don't turn there, I'll pause it and we'll get them back in there. We'll get someone in there, but we'll get this rolling. Always someone, isn't there? I don't know why you sign up and then 2 minutes, the draft goes in 10 minutes and you don't rock up to it. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but oh well. Always happens. There's always one or two sometimes. All right, we are about 30 seconds away. I'm going to take Anthony Davis. I still don't know what I'm going to do. I think I do have Trae Young sitting as 12. So I think I will take him, but I could be talked into Sabonis. I could be talked into... no one else. We'll do Trae. Jokic goes at 1. Shockingly. This is Julio bloke here. Oh, almost called him something rude. Embiid goes at 2. What a shock. Julio, get your ass in here. I know you can't hear me, but get in. Let's see what's going on at 3. We might have to pause this when we get down to the big fella at number 10 who isn't picking. 3, come on, Hayward son. Guys, I know this doesn't mean anything. I got a couple. Yeah, you want some rants? Let's go. I'm a bit mock draft, so let's rant. I apologize to these two men here. I assume they're men. Carry on my Hayward son. It's been used 150,000 times as a team name. Let's do something different. Kawhi Mia River, please. Also 150,000 times. Let's do different names, yeah? Let's move away from that. The second thing is that I am seeing a lot. Doncic goes at 3 here. Shea goes at 4. I'm seeing a lot. And it's interesting to me is that people are starting to take on terminology that I don't think has any place, well, not any place, in fantasy basketball. I also see people talking about, like, I'm going to take this stack. It doesn't work. It doesn't mean anything in fantasy. You don't have to stack guys from the same teams. It doesn't work that way in fantasy basketball. And the other one that is proliferating is builds. I use it. I don't love it. But I think it, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the use of the term, well, I've got a Steph build or a Giannis build or a whatever it is coming from NBA 2K My Player. I'm thinking that's what it is. I don't like it's a punt free throw build. It's a this build. It's a Giannis build. I don't love it. I'm not that against it, but I do think that it is really pushing into fantasy lexicon because of NBA 2K. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Is this bloke going to pick or am I going to have to pause it? This dickhead. Any chance, my guy? Don't look like it. All right. We'll be back as I kick this guy's ass. All right. We're back in the draft room. I wound it back so that G-Cock will take LaMelo again. And now, this guy is apparently in the room at number 10, new person, taking over the team. It says you're there. Please don't annoy me. Make the pick. Oh, not again. Hey, well done. We're here. We're rolling. Let's go. Kevin Durant goes at 10. Sean and Callum take Lillard at 11. And I am going to take Anthony Davis at 12. And I'm going to take Trae Young at 13. There we go. That's the start of my squad. People seem to be or have been very down on Trae. The opinion is coming back around now. Wow, Ant goes at 14. That's a big leap for Ant to get there, I think. Look, he can, but it is a big leap still. But I don't mind it. It's a weird spot of a draft. Kyrie, Booker, Mitchell, Sabonis, who is a good pairing with Lillard. Sabonis actually is a great pairing with Lillard, to be honest. He's not as good with Davis, I don't think, but he is really strong with Lillard. But again, pairings, much like builds and stacks, they're overrated. You can make so many things happening. There aren't narrow focuses that you have to grab. You can make so many different things work and happen. Sabonis goes at 15 there to the big fella. Z Pulio. Pretty sure it's Isaac picking there. G Cock. Great name. Are you by any stretch G Cock Malaysian? I know you can't hear me. Maybe I'll put it in the chat. G Cock. What's the origin of the name? Bang, let's go. Devin Booker goes 16. Donnie Mitchell goes 17. I might as well just have a bit of a toss while I wait for my pick to come back around. Kyrie goes at 18. All right, now we're into Harden territory. Towns is creeping up and up and up. I'm not absolutely 100% against it. I sort of am, but I'm not. But I absolutely do not think he's got first round upside. Bridges goes at 20. I said this in the earlier show. I'm a little worried about what I've seen from Bridges preseason, just in terms of overall fantasy. Scoring well. What about the other stuff? That B-ball player, Jim Harden, should start to go off the board here, I would say. Jim Butler, Kawhi. Is anyone going to take Kawhi round 2? No one's going to. Kawhi is going to play 65 games one season. Maybe it's this one. And he's going to make his ADP look silly in that one season. But it's a risk. We know this. Butler goes 21. Harden goes 22. The Harden situation still remains incredibly weird. I do believe he ends up on the Clippers, but maybe not before the start of the season. But just get it sorted. Like, it's frustrating. All right, cool. There goes Kawhi, 23. Actually, pairing with Embiid is rough though. I'd much prefer to get Kawhi with Jokic. A bit more security, I think. Obviously, Jokic is a bit more secure than Embiid, although their games played weren't that different last season. Market in 24. Why is Bam Adebayo ranked 20? Not Bam. Why is Victor ranked 25th on this site? I don't understand how their rankings work. Let's switch it to ADP. Jaren 26. Yep, really good. Garland, 25. There's so much range of these guys. Jaren, I've seen at 38. Garland goes at 41. Garland goes at 20. And that's how it should be. That's how we should view it. It's not... There's so many different ways that these guys can move into different positions. And I will say this every single mock draft. A, in case there's a new listener or new watcher on the draft, and I will express that, but also to drum it into our heads that nothing is ordinal. It's not as clear-cut and dried that this guy is better than this guy and this guy is 4 spots better than this guy. It's not how any of it works. If you're smart and you know how to build and you know how to structure and be active, you can make whatever work with whatever, really, to a degree. Des Bain goes at 28. Van Vliet goes at 29. Okay. What have you thought of the Rockets so far? Let's see how different this draft is also to the one I did earlier today in terms of if people buy into some preseason stuff. Adebayo 30. Well, Bam went at like 19 last draft. So yeah, big changes. Big changes. And Paul George at 31. As all of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Bowl drafts are wrapping up, and a lot of them have, I will do a show on ADP data for those drafts. I will do it. I just have to wait for them all to finish. And I hope I can get that stuff out ASAP. It'll definitely come next week because we are pretty close to finishing most of those drafts. I'd say half have finished, half still to go. We had, how many divisions do we have? 90. Yeah, 90 different drafts. So we'll have 60 drafts of data for category leagues and 30 drafts of data for points leagues based on ESPN point scoring. Porzingis goes at 33, LeBron at 32. We're getting back to my pick, and I need to work out what I'm going to do here on the turn. I have Anthony Davis quite clearly. Tough spot. Real tough spot for me. I do need another shot blocker. Claxton, Wemby, and Turner are all there because by the time we get back around to me, they will all have gone, what is this guy doing? All right, Wembanyama goes at 34. Porzingis 33. You can see that it's running down here. So I've got Claxton and Turner. If I get them with Davis, I won't say that wins me blocks, but I don't really have to concentrate on it. But then I'm in real strife with assists. So let's Clax here. Let's Clax it. And what do we do with the next one? I could take a guard, a scorer. What's my blocks? They're 1.5. What can I... Do I take Chet? Let's take Chet. Let's just mix it up a bit. It is early, but I want to mix it up. I want to try and create some block scarcity. And I want to just take a bit of... I think if you're picking at 12 like I am, you got to take swings. It's so hard when there's uncertainty around your picks and you wait so long. Is the Chet pick awesome? Probably not. Do I think that Poole or Levine or Murray or Brunson could end up being better? Yep. Will they get back to me? Probably not. But I'm just trying to do something where I can get my blocks at a really, really strong number and then try and have good rebounds and have good field goals and then try and concentrate on some other stuff in the next rounds. Mobley goes at 39. That is early on Chet. Like I know that. But also when you are picking at the turn, I pick 37 and then 60. So realistically, that pick, if I want to get a block, I have to do it. I have to do it. And that is what the interesting thing is with category drafts. Wow, the blocks are... Yeah, look, I tried to create some scarcity so that people would start reaching up a little bit more. Not that I didn't reach up, but it's worked. Mobley and Kessler gone. So look at this. Porzingis, Wembanyama, Turner, Claxton, Holmgren, Mobley, Kessler. That is 7 out of the last 8 picks have been big block guys. That's what happens. Walker, De'Aaron Fox at 41, and then that does enable some other guys to fall. Like De'Aaron Fox maybe fell a little bit depending on how you view him. Ayton goes at 42. I think that's a pretty good spot for Ayton. AK Leopard goes Brunson. Nice. So what I was sort of hoping here is I'd get someone to jump up and grab a Şengün, to grab a Jarrett Allen. Would anyone... No one would dare risk the Dan Gafford here. No one. If they did, I'd be laughing. Oh, Raised by Wolves, you just killed it there. Jordan Poole at 44 is something I'm very, very, very happy for you to do. That's really good. I like it. I do need to make sure I get assists in the next round. Siakam 45, and that's probably going to be at 60 and 61. Guys like maybe Drew Holiday, maybe it's Maxey who falls there, maybe Beal is there. Levine just goes, wow, that went a little bit late. And Jamal Murray is still on the board. Chris Paul, do I take? It's possible. Probably not. Do I take a Simons? Hero? They are options for me, but we are a long way away from that. Jaylen Brown goes, oh, that's nice value, 47. And now Kawhi Mia River is about to knock out Zion at 48. I know I just criticized Kawhi Mia River, please, and carry on my Hayward son earlier today. Apologies. But Jamal Murray, that's a steal in round 5. I don't know. This is me. I don't have a big urge to name my fantasy team something basketball related or pun related. I'll name them something funny, but it doesn't have to be forced into basketball. I try to name it something completely obscure. Like my team in the FBI World Cup. I have to name my teams in actually the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Bowl. My team in the FBI World Cup is called Peter Russell Clark's Big Fellas. All right? That's funny to me. It's got nothing to do with basketball, and it's got a fantastic icon. Where's the cheese? Şengün goes at 52, Vooch at 51. I don't know. I just don't like NBA name-based player puns for teams, and I don't know why that is. Is it hypocritical? Probably, as I'm just talking shit here. Şengün's look much better in preseason than, not that I thought, because I know that he's good. He is a top 20 player to me in fantasy, if it all aligns and they use him correctly. My worry was, would they use him correctly? And at this point, well, all signs are currently pointing to sort of yes, which is great. Sort of yes. What else have we got going on here? Beal goes at 54. Anunoby goes at 53. All right. So just, what else am I checking out here? Bassie has 3 blocks in 6 minutes. Yeah. Charlie Bassie, man. Julius Randle, or Maxey goes 55, missed out on that. Randle 56, Charles Bassie, 3 blocks in 6 minutes. He is a really strong pick in a situation where you have the ability to stash guys. Because if Collins gets hurt, Bassie will go big, I think. Ingram at 57. He's been like that since he was drafted. That takes a while, but yeah, very interesting. The other thing is I like Don Barlow too. I'm not sure how much he's going to play, unfortunately. They're both there. This guy lets the clock run down every time. Drew Holiday, auto pick 58. As a late replacement, what's he doing? Sean and Callum. This would probably be a terrible pick. And then it is me. So, no. Do I need more blocks? I don't think so. Damn auto pick. Bro, the clock's running down every time. The Bronco goes at 59. All right, so what do I do in this spot? I probably do need some scoring. I'm going to take hero because, everybody needs a hero. Now, what do I do with the next one? I think I might, because I've got strong field goals, I might do... Do I take... No, I don't want Allen. Let's take Franz. Give me some forward eligibility. As they slot him in as a guard for some reason. If Reggie Miller says Wembanyama, don't tell me this guy's already mispronouncing his name. Why can't we get people that know how to speak that announce games? I cannot wait for every announcer to pronounce Bilal's name incorrectly as well. Brook Lopez goes at 62. I'm not saying that I'm perfect at it, but I try to be better. It's one thing that bothers me a lot with broadcasters or podcasters when you can't say a name. and you just don't put any effort into it at all. Like if you can't even say like Jokic or Doncic at this point, I'm not sure what's going on. Lopez at 62. I'm quite worried about where Brooks' value is this season, and I don't think it's there. It's round 7, maybe round 8, okay. Jarrett Allen at 63, but I knew Sean and Callum would do something bad. Jarrett Allen goes at 63. Are we a bit down on Allen? Like I was down on him heading into the season, but I think we might have pushed too far down. Maybe. Gobert 65, Kuzma 64. These are pretty common picks in round 6. What am I going to do with my next one? Anthony Simon's still there. Almost no way he gets back to me because I'm at 84 for the next pick. So I would hope that... Who can I get in that spot? Jeremy Grant? No, he won't be there. Reeves? Maybe. Paolo won't get to me. Vassell at 67. Always remember also, in a head-to-head league, the most variable categories week on week are steals, blocks, free throw percentage. They vary the most game by game and week by week. So, if you are going to focus on those categories, you've got to be very strong. You don't have as much of a buffer as you think you have. Paolo goes 68. It's banking on a lot. His percentages have been putrid in preseason, but he has been getting defensive numbers, which is something he didn't do last season, so that's a W there. But the percentages I would hoped would have improved more, but they have not. Jeremy Grant goes at 69. I will grab Chris Paul if he falls to me at 84. Mark Williams at 70. Okay. Or do I take Ben Simmons? I don't know, but my team's points look horrible at the moment. Well, there goes Simons at 71. Giddey's still there. This is now turning... And Barnes still there. What on earth? They're both value plays there, I think. Gafford maybe comes off the board this round? Maybe not. Could I gaff it up with my 85th pick? Do I need to? How do my rebounds sit? That's what I'm looking at. Well, they're over 7 at the moment. Field goal of 50, blocks at 1.2. But Gideon Barnes, that guy just cleaned up there. Gafford said, wow, okay. I think in a lot of drafts, you can let Gafford go 30 spots further down and get him. I don't think that it's great. Far out, Duran. I don't think that it's crazy that Gafford beats that number. That Duran pick is, I haven't seen him go that high ever. So he's gone Williams and Duran. The second-year centers, I thought he got good value, carry on my Hayward son with Vooch and Levine, but then maybe went early on Williams and Duran. You're expecting a big jump there. I think I would rather push those guys 1 to 2 rounds further back. But like I said earlier in the show, it doesn't mean anything. It's not the end of the world. You can recover from it. Ja Morant in round 7, I don't love that. Oh, it was an auto pick. You're in the room. 30-second clock, man. Snap it up. I think if you're doing a live draft, like I make these 30 seconds because we're broadcasting them, so it doesn't go forever. I think you want snappy time, or you want like hours so you can actually make an informed decision. To me, a slow draft is the best process for a fantasy league because it enables you to sit and think and work out exactly what you want to do rather than a rushed pick and scour the lists. But otherwise, let's go. Let's just fire it up. Let's go quick. Scooter goes at 70. Wow, he's jumping up. Michael Ponder goes at 78. That's 77 for Scoot Henderson. He was good yesterday, admittedly, very good. Cam Johnson 79. Yeah. Whew. Oh, do I? Nah, it's too early. But I won't get him otherwise. I'd consider Jabari Smith. I want to consider him. Mainly just to push him up the board a bit. But it's still too early for me. And Chris Paul is still around. So, well, I don't like... I'm always going to say I don't like CJ McCollum when he goes in round 7. I'm never going to like that. G. Cock. Put Rozier and Green into my queue as well. Chris Paul. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking for my pick. But I got 2 picks. D'Angelo Russell. Holy crap. What? This guy's just gone, I love former Lakers. Ingram, Kuzma, Russell. Former/current Lakers. Just a big fan of that Lakers team. Nick Young coming next round. If this guy takes Zubats, I know what's up. Wow, that is very high for dinner. You assholes, Z Pulio, Chris Paul, and let's readjust. What are we doing? Marcus Smart? Anybody? Probably. I think I don't take Ben Simmons, do I? No, I don't think my free throws can handle that. We are going to... Chris Middleton goes at 83. We are going to take... Markel? I'm going to take Markel. What's my team looking like in terms of roster? I got flex. Next pick. Do I get assists with Tyus? No. I'm going to get assists with Reeves. I've been getting Reeves in this spot a lot. Let's do it. Reeves is a good assist guy, good free throw guy, good scoring guy, bad defensive stat guy, but I'm all right with those. I'm covered there, I think. Well, Jabari Smith did go at 86. Okay, interesting. So I thought, I knew there was no way he'd push back around to me. Interesting move from you, Shawnee. But if I do, my next pick is at 108, and rebounds might be done. They might be gone. So I'm okay in rebounds. I'm pretty strong in it. But that is a risk. Ben Simmons goes 87. Yeah, look, this is what we're seeing now. Simo is pushing way up the board. Way up the board. Rightfully so. But we've been on him as a late round pick for weeks. Mitch Robinson, 88. I got Mitch Robinson like 120 in the last draft I did. That just shows, man, how wide a range stuff there is. Like Terry Rozier is still sitting there. That's turning into value as well. Wendell Carter is still there. You don't see Mitch go ahead of Wendell very often. Capella, 89. Oh, ahead of Okongwu. Okongwu's still there, isn't he? Yeah, let's throw him into the queue. Clay's still there. Smart's still there. Well, there goes Okongwu at 90. Tyus Jones is still there. Usually he's gone. Well gone by now. So now it is turning into actual value for Tyus. As much as I don't like him going in round 6, yeah, here it's great value. And this is a weird spot of the draft, man. These guys are all so pushed together in my mind. Dinwiddie. Yeah, that one feels early. That feels early. There's a lot of guys still available that I would have taken ahead of him. What about old Zach? I might throw him into the queue, Zach Collins. I don't think he makes it back to me. I think Zach will go at the start of round 9, is my guess. That's what I've been sensing or seeing through a lot of these drafts. Raised by Wolves, the time is running out. Time is up, they said. Wendell Carter gets auto-picked. Unlucky for you. But all it takes is a couple of picks to go early. Duran, Gafford, Williams. And the whole structure of a board changes. And who's available and what stats become harder to get. And there can be domino effects and guys slide. That's why you got to be nimble in a draft and go, oh, well, everyone's going this way. Maybe I need to just wait and get some other guys come through as values later on. Wiggins goes at 94. Clay 93. Smart 95. I expect that this Kawhi guy is going to take Zach Collins here. Would be my guess. We take Rozier. Ooh, okay, maybe not Zach. Would you take Zach Collins or John Collins? Good question, because they both got the same name. Nurkic. Oh, that's a good one. Nurkic at 97. Nurk looked pretty good yesterday. He looked pretty good. Jalen Green, 98. Yeah, I actually think it's pretty strong. Because, again, we're looking for what does he bring? Points, threes. I worry that he's never going to get the peripherals up, and that will make... Oh, I do not like John Collins particularly this season, but yeah, at 99, who cares? Back to Jalen. I'm not sure he's ever going to get the peripherals, and I think that there might be some struggles, but volume scoring is important for some teams at this point. Okay. Aaron Gordon at 100. I don't really see that happen very often. Derek White's still there. Derek White was going early on before the trades in like the 60s. Big drop for him. Draymond at 101. I can't believe Tyus Jones is still there. I thought for sure people would have taken him. Tobias Harris at 102. Man, there's value here. I might have to grab Tyus. I don't think he's going to make it all the way. But I've got Tyus and Zach at the top of my queue. Asar? Keegan? Tell you what's hard with a 12-team league. Maybe you guys don't find this, but you think, around 10, and that's around pick 100, but it's not. It's 120th. So sometimes those numbers skew my brain, but that's okay. Derek White, 103. 4 picks to go. What are the odds that Tyus and Zach fall? Might throw Tyus's brother in there as well with Trey. Someone just went. Tyus just went. Okay. You know who actually might work for me? And I don't love him as a player this season, but this big guy, Jonas Valanciunas. Just solidifying some rebounds, because they will not be easy to get at all. Bud Hield goes 105. Do I take the 2 centers? Zach and Jonas? Maybe. They're not big blocks guys, but I've got blocks guys, and they're okay at blocks, and they help me there. They're both good percentage guys. It's going to be ruined, because these 2 idiots are going to annoy me. Idiots, I apologize for saying that, but, all is fair in a draft. Gonna reach one of my next picks. I knew you would do this, my guy. That is, as they would say, annoying. Okay, so let's reassess. Rob Williams still there. I took him last mock. I'm not super keen on him again. Keegan Murray goes. All right, let's snag Zach. And let's look at the team. Trey Jones is still there. And we are at pick 109. Robert Williams is still there. Asar Thompson is still there. But we are going to take Trey Jones there. Take 2 Spurs back to back. That was just me snagging value, I think. Now, my points are pretty diabolical, which, after starting with Trey, is not ideal. But that's the way the draft sort of fell to me. I've got a weird combination of team with very good assists, very good blocks, very good field goals, very good free throws, solid rebounds. Weird team. It's hard picking at 12. Murphy, 110. I feel like you could have gotten more value drafting Clax later. Maybe. But I didn't have that opportunity. Couldn't have taken Clax later. And I wanted to do something with structuring up my blocks, which I believe is the strongest in the league. Maybe Z Pulio might be close to me. Yeah, he is. What is he? What's his blocks? Allen, Mobley. Oh, Wembanyama. Okay. So after Trey Jones goes Trey Murphy, and then Asar Thompson, Gaz Trent. Gaz always goes in round 10. I don't even know if there's upside for him to go ahead of that, to be honest. But we know he fits very specific things of threes and steals, which are actually, at this point, the more abundant categories. Westbrook goes at 113. I would hope for 132 that old mate Ben Mathurin falls to me. There's almost no way that's going to happen, though. I don't believe. There you go. 1 pick later, Ben Mathurin goes 114. I would have really enjoyed getting him, but oh well. Enjoyment's not forever. That is so high on Derek Lively. But I will say this to you, AK Leopard. In terms of the fly picks, there's no centers. And Lively is an option. Now, I would consider like a Steve Adams there, but he doesn't bring the block. So while it seems high, if it works out, he beats this number, I would say. It is, wow, we're going into round 10 here. Brandon Miller in round 10. Sure. All right. Okay. All right, we're doing that, are we? That might leave me some very nice values when we get back at 130. Maybe. Maybe it doesn't, though. It might. We'll find out. Okay. Gordie Hayward, 119. Wow. PJ Washington, 118. Wow. Okay. Bruce Brown, 117. This is a Bilal at 120. Let's go. Dennis Schroeder, 121. All right. This draft is, I won't say it's off the rails, but I won't not say that. All right, we're rolling now. Let's go. What a draft. Where's Kobe White going to go? Do I take B-ball Paul? There it is, Kobe White. I knew it. Where's Bob Covington going to go? I wonder if any of these people in this draft have watched my last mock draft. It's possible. This Jordan Clarkson 123. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's fine. I just want to check something. Paulie Reed. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. I don't know what I was checking there. How is the team going? Oh, that's it, man. I can't believe the Flyers all started going that early. Keldon 124. What an interesting draft. That's going to help some teams in projected standings and draft tracker for sure, but we know the drawbacks of that. Quickly still there. Usually Jaden McDaniels is gone. It might actually turn into a spot where drafting Shaden Sharp becomes viable. Sometimes he goes too early, but we're getting... Or Sadiq Bey goes. All right, let's see who's going to take Jalen Johnson, who's going to take Bob Covington. We're going to throw both of those into the queue, especially for my team here. Jaden Hardy or Paul Reed goes. All right, let's go. We're flying here. Rob Williams is still there. I am going to end up with Rob Williams again. Am I? Do I need to? No, Oh, do I though? Why is he still there? Or did he go and I just missed it? No, he's still there. RJ Barrett? Taking RJ Barrett over Rob Williams feels like, I don't know, it feels like someone farted in my eyes. Marcus Smart style. Patrick Williams, 129. What? Am I losing my mind? Why are some of these players going here? Look, I have to take Rob Williams here. I don't even care that. Does it give me overload on blocks? A little. Do I really care? No. Deal with it later. Covington there? Huh. I don't think I'll take... Oh, I don't know, actually. Do I take Jalen Johnson? Do I take Shaden Sharp? Jaden Ivey? Jalen? Sean and Callum, what are you blokes up to? Herbert Jones auto drafts. I'm taking Rob Williams there. That's just too low, man. What do we do with the next one? Bilal's gone. Check the queue. Do I do Covington? Do I try and get some... Let's just take quickly there. Take some scoring. A little bit of an assist boost. And I like getting quickly at 133. I've seen you go at 110 sometimes, 108. That's value. And I'm very shocked to see Josh Hart, who sometimes goes at 100. Oh, there he goes, at 134. Man, some wild swings here. Wild. Melton hasn't gone. Jaden McDaniels hasn't gone. What a different group of drafters here. Bobby Portis hasn't gone, and he usually goes way higher than this. I'm not saying he should. Tari Eason's still there. Man. Steven Adams is still there. Hey, if you've already got bad free throws, why wouldn't you take Steve Adams? Hey, that D Namu team, I know I said hey twice then. I think you might have lent into punt free throws too hard. Because your free throws are very bad, but you don't have super strong categories in other areas. Horton Tucker goes at 135. I think that D Namu team, look at his team. Giannis, LeBron, Fox, Gobert, Capella, Westbrook. You got terrible free throws, but you haven't actually built enough strengths. That's the antithesis of punting, I believe. Has my team got enough strengths? I think they do. Good blocks, field goals, free throws, assists, rebounds. Got 6 good categories. Actually, my turnovers are pretty okay. Just horrid threes. Horrid. And my points are pretty low too. D'Anthony Melton goes 138. Harrison Barnes 137. I don't get it. I don't get taking Harrison Barnes at all. Obi Toppin should start to go soon. Jaden Ivey, all right. Covington, Sharp, Jalen Johnson. Can I get them back for me at 156? I have my doubts. Sexton 139. Keontae George should go soon, I think. No one's taking Chris Dunn. I don't really know where his role is. Jeremy Sohan at 140. Is that Jeremy Sohan ahead of Keldon Johnson, or did Keldon go? No, Keldon went. Grimes, Bogdanovic, the Bogdan variety. People aren't taking Oubre. I thought they would. Naz Reid, I'm going to throw him into the queue. I'm going to throw Jarris into the queue. Just in case. Keontae's coming in. Cole Anthony's coming in. Joshie Richardson's coming in. Johnny Kaminga's coming in, maybe? Steve Adams to that B-ball player. Let me just have a look at that guy's team, that B-ball player. He's got average free throws. So this drops him way down. But he had bad blocks and bad rebounds. I don't know what that does for him. Curious call. But there is some upside appeal there that you might want to trade off, which is, again, part of it too. Bogdanovic, 143. Hey, by the way, I know I tweeted about this. One of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball leagues is done. There's a lot of them done. And one guy, I'm not going to call him out who he is. He knows who he is. Has made 6 trades already and traded away 9 players from his team. Just some wild trades. Just calm down. Some people are legitimately addicted to fantasy and trading. That to me is Jalen Johnson goes. That's it's crazy. I don't understand it. Keontae goes 144. Jalen 146. That's Jalen Johnson. Obert Toppin 146. I wonder if people will take Jarris Walker. Is anyone going to take Johnny Isaac? I cannot believe Jaden McDaniels hasn't gone. I know I've been talking about how I don't think he should go in round 10, but look, he should go here. Cole Anthony going, Malcolm Brogdon going. Why are we just skipping Jaden McDaniels? Again, he's got limited upside, I think, with that team. Shaden Sharp goes. This has been one of the most ass-backwards drafts that I've seen. Just so much weird stuff going on. Karis LeVert, 150. Like, I haven't actually gone much upside here. Like no flyers, because a lot of them got taken, but I thought Trey gave me value. Rob Williams gave me value in round 11. I think Quickly in round 12 gives me value. And if Jaden McDaniels sits there in round 13, look, that's value as well. Maybe Covington's my flyer. Tari Eason goes. Just didn't expect this to play out the way that it has. I'll tell you that. Very, very interesting draft. Okay. Dinamu. Really haven't been a fan of how these draft has played out. But again, I love different ideas, different thought processes. Terrence Mann goes. I think can he even get that if he plays 30 minutes? I don't know. Bob Portis. Now that actually turns into value for Portis there versus getting him in round 11. 2 picks to go. Will Bob Covington slide? Almost no chance. This bloke, Z Pulio, is going to take Rob Covington. I feel it in my loins. So I've got 2 picks left. I have to take Jaden if he's there. And Covington. Have to. Thibault goes. Wow. Oh, McDaniels. No. All right. What am I going to do? Let's take Bob. And then for my final pick... For my final pick, I'm going to take 15 seconds. Oh, Josh Richardson, Jarris Walker. I think this is Jarris. Let's take Jarris. All right, there's a fly pick, Jarris Walker. I don't think he's going to start opening night. Hey, I tell you what, I know. Why am I saying hey so much? Someone left a comment, and it was one of the perfect examples of highlight reel bias. They said, man, Jarris Walker, he's going to be starting. He's had an awesome, amazing preseason. And his first game was really good. But he's averaging 12, 6, and 4 with like a steal, a block on 36% from the field and 60 from the line, which to me is mid. But we saw the first game was awesome, and the second game was bad. But no one talks at all about game 2. Not one single mention of it. So therefore, it's assumed that he's been just dominating preseason, which is false. Josh Richardson goes Caruso, Suggs, Richardson, Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is going to be in the rotation. I don't think he's going to have anywhere near the touches or playing time to get him to this spot. But who knows? Quentin Grimes, 162. I like this from you, AK Leopard, Jaden Hardy. Grimes is a great pick. I do worry that he just doesn't touch it enough, but the upside for him is very clear in his talent. He could actually come out and just go, wow, holy shit, this guy, look at him. He's got that in him, I think. Max Strus at 164. We've got 4 picks left. Some of the guys that usually get picked, Kevin Huerter, Kyle Anderson, Bojan Bogdanovic, they're all still there. That's interesting to me. Christian Wood's still there. This is where, look, Kevon Looney goes, you got to take Bojan here. No way I would take KCP over Bojan. Not a single world I would do that. I would take Avdia here as well. I would take Isaiah Stewart here. Malik Monk I would take. There's a lot of guys available still. 2 picks left. Norman Powell. I think Powell's upside, I was a little bit interested in him. I think his upside is a little bit capped. And Miles Bridges goes to the last pick. I think that is a wasted pick. But whatever. It is the final pick in the draft. So, let's look at my squad. Far right here. Anthony Davis, Trae Young, picking at 12. So round 1, Davis. 2, Trae Young. Round 3, Claxton. Round 4, Holmgren, which I don't love. Hero in round 5. Wagner. Franz. I shouldn't need to explain that. Franz in round 6. Fultz in round 7. Oh, back-to-back Orlandos. Didn't say that. Reeves in round 8. Zach Collins round 9. Trey Jones round 10. Back-to-back Spurs. Rob Williams round 11. Probably the biggest steal I think I got. Emmanuel Quickly round 12. Bob Covington round 13. And Jarris Walker at number 14. So if I'm going to go ahead and have a look now at my projected standings over on the old Basketball Monster, how does my team look? Let's have a look. Come on. All right, so projected standings has me number 2, which, even though I'm putting limited weight into it, doing that from pick 12, I'm happy with. My team ended up being a squad that is quite weak in points, quite weak in threes, but better than average in rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, field goals, free throws, and somehow turnovers. I don't really know how that happened. The points is troubling. I don't think I'll ever beat anybody in points, but I'm happy with some of the other numbers I got. Almost averaging a block per game, almost 4.5 assists, over 6 rebounds, 49 and 80 as my percentages, which are on the iffy side. So my team looks good, but there are debates on it. Number 1 is no gifts. Then me, it's Z Pulio, Sean and Callum. That B-ball player, AK Leopard, Talk to the Swoosh, Raised by Wolves, Carry On My Hayward Son, G Cock, D Namu, and Kawhi Mia River. But don't despair. It's all good. That is the end of the show. Follow this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and on the Odyssey app. And on YouTube, thumb it up and leave your comments down below. Guys, we are done here. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.